Hey besties, Unlimited Candles is back with episode. And let's keep it real. When I first started this candle journey, I thought it was all about the wax and the fragrance. But I quickly learned the truth. Your candle starts way before you even touch the wax. So today, I'm showing you guys how I prep my jars and what I learned so far. Plus the mistakes I made, so you won't have to. First thing first. Besties, clean those jars, okay? Do not skip this step. This is a very important step. Even if at first glance the glass look clean, but they usually have fingerprints, dust, and all from, like handling the glass. So just make sure you clean because looks can be very deceiving. And I use just regular rubbing alcohol and paper towels to clean the inside of my glasses. And I'm going to show you guys, just put some alcohol on a paper towel and clean those fingerprints and that dust off of your candle, okay? Make sure you clean it real good, and then you take the dry end and you just rub it all around. Just rub that glass clean, okay? And we're gonna make sure all the fingerprints are. I usually use gloves, but tonight this is just a tutorial, so yeah. But you see, make sure it's nice and clean. Skipping that step can result in your wick stickers not sticking to the bottom of your glass jar, and it could mess up your candle burner. Lesson learned. When I first started, my wick popped right out because I did not clean my jar. I'm thinking, oh, they brand new. Oh, they fine. Why would they be dirty and I just bought it? Wrong. Make sure you clean those glasses because the wick will not stick to a dirty bottom. Okay? No dirty bottoms. So besties, make sure you get you guys some rubbing alcohol and a lint-free cloth of your choice. It takes 2 seconds and it saves so much headache, okay? Next up is placing the wick. Wicks need to be centered. Otherwise, your candle will burn lopsided, okay? You don't want your candle to burn lopsided. So that's why you have to have these centering tools, okay? Oh, and to get your wick to stick to the bottom of your now clean glass, I use these right here. I order from Amazon and I stick it on here. And I usually have my tool, but I don't have it with me today. And I just make sure that I am in the center and pop. And then I press it down and make sure it's in there fully. And then I take my centering tool. You can get a centering tool of your choice. Some people use, they use popsicle sticks and they take, the popsicle stick and they leave it right there, or they will put a hole in the middle of it and, curve it like that. But, your choice. Whatever tool you want to use, glue dots or stickers, your choice. Another tip I learned is to label your jars before you pour. Before you pour. Please label. I will show you guys the label maker that I use, in a future video. But these are the labels that I made. Make sure you label your jars before you pour your wax. Before. sounds simple, but once you pour wax, jars need to sit and cure. Sit and cure. That's it. You don't want to be shaking and turning them later, because they didn't form how they were supposed to, because you did not let them sit and cure. So now you have to get your hot gun and you have to turn it on and you have to zzz. You don't want to do that where you can just, let them sit and cure. And truth, labels stick better to a room temperature jar, way better than a freshly cooled jar. Okay, so with your jar being warm, make sure it's not hot, just warm. It sticks way better. This is a good tip to learn on your journey. That's a great, because I remember one time I had popped the label on a jar, on a cool jar, and it bubbled up and peeled right off. So now I just do it ahead of time. Okay, so last step before we pour the wax, we are going to double check. Make sure that the glass is clean and dry. Okay, clean and dry glass. Make sure that the wick is centered and tight. Do you a little pull. And make sure that it is centered how it's supposed to be centered. And make sure that the label is exactly where you want it. It's like a little pre-flight checklist before takeoff. Bestie, skipping these small steps will end up to big mistakes later. Okay? So, just take the time and check. Prepping jars and learning these lessons already makes me feel ahead of the game. So if you're starting out too, remember the details matter, okay? These small tips and, lessons will make sure you prep your jars, okay? Prepping your jars are setting you up for success, okay? Success. Until next time, besties, and you already know, this is only the spark. The flame is just getting started.